Welcome.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lena Krause, aka Blondie, and you are watching Coffee Room Chat Room. Now, I know I've done this in the past and all that, and I wanted to kind of like revamp it a little bit. I wanted to kind of make it more, I don't know, more connective, I guess, in a sense, where not only are we going to be talking about communities, but the people within those communities and all the things that they love about their community. Kind of like, the goods, the bads, and kind of like the uglies. Not too much ugly though, because I don't want to scare you guys of this community. Now, I have spoken with people from the wrestling community. I have a lot of friends from the wrestling community, and before I get started, let me just say a quick disclaimer because there are some problems with YouTube right now where a lot of people are getting cited for age restriction as well as favoritism. I do apologize. So, disclaimer, I do apologize way in advance. I try my best not to do it. Um, I do curse like a sailor. I do apologize for that. It's not that I can't control my tongue, it's just I'm very expressive. And when I really feel passionate about something, I would probably drop like an F bomb. It's accidents happen all the time. Also, I as we're gonna get to my guest very shortly, I do want to say a few things before I get started. There, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to kind of discredit a community or trying to expose a community. I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is, like I said in the beginning of this intro video, is that I want to learn about this community. And there are certain things that I cannot ask, there are certain things that they cannot ask. The best way I'm going to describe it is you don't want to ruin wrestling magic. It's kind of like Disney magic. You don't want to ruin the Disney magic by knowing what's going on behind the scenes or backstage or behind that force field of a curtain they have where you can't go in there. Only wrestlers. Hi, how
Hey,
are you?
hey, Blondie, long time no see.
I know it's been like quite some time. I just packed up and vanished.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a little bit more to it, but yeah. But
Yeah.
we still keep in touch. He's still one of my favorite people in the world, man.
Oh, thank you. I do miss you though. I really do miss seeing you at conventions. I haven't gone to a convention probably since I left, actually.
Yeah, and
So
I've been going to less cons because priorities, stuff like that.
that is true. So before we get to like the nitty gritty of the questions that I've already asked, so I know people, I do ask these questions to see if they're comfortable asking answering these questions.
Hmm.
If they're not, I will slash it off completely. So,
Unintended.
point intended. Actually, I didn't realize that. I was like, wait, what? So first things first, tell me a little about yourself, me and the viewers, a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you know, I am KA Slash, professional wrestler, but but outside of wrestling, I'm just a normal dude who loves, everything cosplay, anime, games, nerdy related. I recently became a educator. I am also now a high school teacher.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, I'm currently a high school teacher regarding digital media, visual design, and all that stuff like that. So I have a degree in media arts and animation from the Art Institute
Hmm.
in lovely Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And it was high time that I took that degree and made some put it to good use. And now I'm having a good time teaching these kids who love to do creative stuff, and I'm just there to teach them the right tools and tricks and stuff like that, as well as put that little creative stuff and technical stuff into my wrestling.
Very nice, very nice. I wish I had you as a teacher because, like, when I was doing basically what you're teaching, I had the most boring ass teacher. You seem like a fun teacher that will like make it more, not just educational, but actually fun.
Yeah, so far, my kids are enjoying how I teach the class. I teach them like very important stuff, like of course, the principles and concepts of art and design, but also things that you definitely should learn when it comes to creating art or making a business out of it, which is copyright law.
Yep.
Very important thing.
Yep.
Save you time, effort, and more importantly, your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, but they're having a good time. I'm having a great time teaching them, and I hope they take what I learn and I taught them, and they make an expiring career in the industry.
That's damn. I didn't know that you were teaching now. That's
Yeah, I recently just started teaching, so yeah,
oh shit.
yeah,
Damn. I'm so happy.
yeah.
What were you doing before though?
I was still in the educational system, but I was in the role of a campus security, campus monitor.
Oh,
So
okay. So you had your foot in already in the campus that you wanted to work at.
no, I'm teaching at a totally different campus.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. So you spoke about cosplay, you spoke about gaming.
Mhm.
Are these like other communities that you like frequently? I know that cosplaying you do because that's how we met is through
Yeah,
cosplay.
yeah. We met in the most funniest of ways too.
We did. And I still owe you a dance too. That was the funny thing.
Yeah.
I still remember because every time that song comes on, I'm just like, ah, Phil, I still owe him that.
Yeah, and I've been practicing too.
Me too. I gotta make a
um,
trip out of there.
yeah, I would love to see you again back here in Florida, man.
On I'm going to fly out there. But games, what kind of
Yeah.
games are you really like heavily into? Like, what are the some?
Um, I am a huge fan of RPGs, JRPGs, anything that has really good story, really compelling characters. Um, I grew up, me and my brother, my older brother, back when I was living in New York. Um, he would play Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation One all the time,
Uh-huh.
and I would watch him go through the story, and I felt it was so captivating that when I was looking to get my own console, I started jumping into the Final Fantasy series. I played series like Dragon Quest. But like if I were to pick my all-time favorite RPG, it
Hmm.
has to be the Persona series.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
had to think
because
about that one.
I like games and characters that are very well developed, very well detailed, very like they actually have like character progression.
Uh-huh.
And also I'm really into mythology, like Japanese mythology be my specialty, like Norse mythology, Cthulhuism,
Ooh.
and also the music is like the best music I've ever heard in the game series. I'm sorry. Like if you never listened to the Persona 5 soundtrack, I'm telling you, like the main singer named Lynn, I will say this right now. She is the Mary J. Blige of Japan. This girl got soul.
Yeah, I see a lot of people getting into that, and I was just like, I gotta check it out myself.
Yeah. My friend who's really into she's going into school for psychology as well, like behavioral.
Hmm.
And I told her like she's a massive nerd too, and she's like, "Yo, I recommend you check out the Persona series because
Okay.
that's a game that actually demands that you have to have a moment of self reflection." So because it tackles very real world things, but in a
Okay.
very creative written way. So
Okay. That sounds interesting because lately I've been playing because I don't have a game. I don't right now have a controller because I got a little game rage, not road rage, kind of like rage playing one of the games was Borderlands, and I kind of messed up my joystick, like pressing really
of
hard.
all games to rage about, Borderlands, really?
Well, when you play, you had to play with the joystick, so I kept pressing
Ah,
really
yeah,
hard.
the camera, yeah.
Yeah, so I was
I
just when I
mean,
realized that, I was just like, I can't play anything. So now my current obsession is Stardew Valley, pretty much like everyone else has been playing.
I've never touched Stardew Valley, but I during the time of the pandemic, I jumped in the pool and said like, "Let me try Animal Crossing for a bit. Let me try this." And
Uh-huh.
I'll admit, Animal Crossing New Horizons literally got me through the pandemic, and it was very chill. You didn't have to do much. It was just you literally just like just chilling, making a house, making a
That one,
community.
yeah, I would had wanted to play that one. I don't have a DS, so I was just like throughout the
If for
pandemic, I was doing
it
other
was
stuff.
if you have a Switch, they have it on Switch, so
I don't have that one either. I have a Xbox One, not the new one, like the second one.
oh,
So
the 360.
not the 360, the other one, the Xbox
Oh,
One.
yeah, the Xbox One? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah, you can still play new games on that.
that was the thing during you mentioned pandemic. During the pandemic, like I wanted to get a Switch so badly because all my friends were playing Animal Crossing. So I was like, okay, let me get one. Gone. You wanted
I
to
you wanna know the funniest reason why I bought a Switch?
what happened?
I just bought it for Smash.
I would have done the same thing.
Because they announced Joker for Persona 5 as the first DLC character in Smash, and I was
Okay.
like,
Well, gotta go.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It's time
Time
to
to bite
go.
that bullet. Time to buy that Nintendo Switch.
So, is there any like Persona 5 voice? I know there's voice characters in there, correct?
Oh my god, voice
So
acting, the voice casting for the Persona games are like the top tier,
tier. So who would
especially
be
if
the
you're big
one
in
that
it.
you wanted to meet out of the
Oh, Max Middleman.
Max Middleman?
I was lucky to meet him. He's the voice of Ryuji in Persona 5, but he's also the voice of Saitama, One Punch Man. And
Okay.
yeah, and I met him last SuperCon that we went to, and
Okay.
he was the coolest person ever. Like if I were to meet voice actors, I kind of met like two out of three of them.
Uh-huh.
I met Johnny Young Bosch,
Okay.
Or Vash the Stampede if you're an old head that you fan of Trigun, or the Black Power Ranger. He was
Okay.
super cool, man. I told him about the Trigun remake that is coming out, and he's like, "There's a remake? Yeah, they redesigned Vash." And then I show him a picture of it, and he looks at my phone. 2 seconds of silence. He's like, "Oh no," because they got rid of the broom hair.
Oh shit.
I was like, "Oh." I looked. It's like I don't know what this show is going to be about, but I think Trigun is getting the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, so might be a better version. Might be more truthful to the manga. I don't know.
Hopefully,
Um,
because I mean, this is on going on Netflix. Am I correct?
Crunchyroll.
No. Okay. Because I know they Netflix wise they tried to do Cowboy Bebop.
I actually seen the entirety of Cowboy Bebop, both the
Okay.
anime and the Netflix show, and I might get the pitchforks ready when I say this, but I had no problem with the Netflix Bebop. They
The live.
changed some they changed some big story points from the original anime, but honestly, it was a very drastic change, but I think it was really good. The
Okay.
actors, wonderful, man. Like the I forget the actor's name who played Spike Spiegel. He was in Harold and Kumar.
Oh, Harold. Oh God.
Yes, Stephen Cho or something like that. No, not
I
Stephen
think
Cho.
so. I
Yeah,
but
like he did a wonderful job as Spike Spiegel. Like he nailed it. And also the actor who played Jet, Faye was amazing. I mean, honestly, the whole cast, the acting cast
Mhm.
did a great job. Um, honestly, I think the weakest character in that show was Sid Vicious,
Okay.
but in the anime, he's like one of the coldest dudes ever. But it's not his fault. Like Sid Vicious is a very complex character.
Yeah.
You got to be like a master class actor to actually get him accurately.
Mhm.
He didn't do a bad job, but compared to the other cast members of the live action Eva, I feel that Sid Vicious was like the weakest. So,
Okay.
but that's just my opinion. Don't
Oh,
take it
no,
to
no.
heart. Yeah,
Like I said, this channel, everyone has an opinion. You can take it or
yeah,
leave it. I
yeah.
haven't watched it per se. I've been
I would.
watching.
It's worth the watch. It's worth the watch. I had a great time. They had the original person, Yoko Ano, do the music for the
Okay.
show, so it's on point. The special effects are amazing. It's
Okay.
like it's wonderful, man. I liked it. I personally loved it. I mean, it got nominated for an Emmy, so
Okay. I did not know that one
it
because I
got nominated for.
remember
Yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of people saying they got canceled and everything. They were
It
trying to
got
bring it
canceled.
back.
It got canceled after its first season because
Mm.
of some story switches and everything like that. But it's a shame. But I mean, honestly, it lasted longer than Resident Evil Netflix.
Oh God, yes. I haven't even bothered watching that one at all.
I'm sorry, Lance Riddick cannot save that show, and
No.
he's like one of my favorite actors. If you never seen Lance Riddick in The Wire, oh
Mm-mm.
my god tier actor.
No, because the thing is, I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Like when it comes to gamings, like you, I like RPGs and all that, and I do
Mhm.
like shooter games. So Resident Evil is one of them, and Albert Wesker is one of my favorite characters. And when they casted him, I was like, okay, you know what? I can back this up.
It's
Like,
Lance Riddick. I'm not gonna argue with Lance
yeah.
Riddick. RPGs, or I was like growing up, I was growing on with RPGs and fighting games. Fighting games was like how we settled family disputes back in my hometown of New York. Like
Nice.
it was literally either Tekken. Actually, it was only Tekken. So it's like
Mine what was it? So you had no Street Fighter, I guess.
I suck at Street Fighter. I stink, but I do love playing it. I am so looking forward to Street Fighter 6. the
Okay.
new characters. I saw that new character for Kimberly.
Ooh,
Like I
yep.
was like, yes, the first African American character in the Street Fighter roster. I was like, yes, let's go. And she got the and she got the braids
The
too.
box braids, yes.
I was like, I saw this like Shania needs to cosplay this.
She does. That was
She's
when I saw it,
oh
I was just like I thought about her right away. I was just like, she has to.
I'm glad it wasn't only me. Oh man. Shout out
I
to
think it's
Lady Rain cosplay.
any badass character, it's like Shania. Shania. This has to be her.
And then of course we saw the trailer for Jury and I automatically thought Helena.
Yeah. Yeah,
Although
I know a little bit of her.
yeah, like any but I do warn you, like the fan base for Jury is a bit much. So
Yeah. That's why
yeah.
I really like even though I did Cammy White a couple times,
You
and I
cosplay
still
Cammy?
have I've cosplayed Cammy a couple times.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
I
I
would
do
love to
have in
see
my
that.
closet, I do have her, Street Fighter, I think 5 battle outfit, the blue one with the long
Ooh,
sleeves.
the blue outfit. I love that design.
And the sad part was I was gonna go before I left, I was going to
Uh,
wear that to one of the conventions, and I was like, I had the goggles and everything. I just had to make the gauntlets again, but
yeah,
took
yeah.
off and was able
My first ever cosplay was Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII,
yes.
and
I remember that one.
the funniest story is like people ask me like, "How did you make the Gatling gun?" I literally just took a canned container of iced tea mix, drank that sucker in a week, and just turned it into the gun.
Nice.
It
Nice,
was a
but
fun week. I love. It was a
yeah.
good week for iced tea.
What like, when it comes to, I guess, stuff that's coming out movie-wise, because we talked about games, we're talking about that are coming out,
Mhm.
you're really looking forward to. What are some of the movies that you're excited, TV shows that you're excited that's coming out, or any current obsessions right now that you're watching or
Um, I was a huge fan of Power Rangers as a kid, and
okay.
then my cousin Jamel, or if you follow him on Instagram, going by Art by Ja, he does like the what's the term? He does like these visual arts, but like NFT art. He's
Okay.
really cool with that. He introduced me to like the source of it called Tokusatsu,
Mhm.
like Kamen Rider and all that stuff. I'm a huge fan of Kamen Rider. I just finished the new season for Kamen Rider Revice. It was great, and I'm looking forward to the next season, Geats, that is coming starting out next weekend, and I'm so looking forward to it because the whole premise of that is Kamen Rider Battle Royale. And I was like,
Okay.
and movie wise, not much I'm looking forward to in the movie one except for Black Panther 2. I'm looking forward to the new Marvel things. I am already deep into She-Hulk. I just finished watching the latest episode.
I have to watch the latest episode.
Meg the Stallion.
I have to sit down because, a friend of mine sent a meme over to me, and I saw Meg the Stallion in it, so I didn't know she was in it until I went
She's
onto
canon in the
TikTok.
MC. She's MCU canon.
Now she is, so now I'm like, "Well, I gotta watch it tonight after
um,
this."
if somebody were to ask for my celebrity crush, it'd be Meg the Stallion. Like,
She's a good actor.
she's a nerd. She's beautiful, and like I like tall women.
I got it. Okay, so I gotta watch it tonight because I was like, "I'm gonna watch
it
it."
was it's a fun episode. It's a fun
Awesome.
episode.
Black Panther 2.
Hmm.
I am also looking forward to that as well.
I'm so looking forward to that.
I don't know about you, but and I think I wrote it, I think you shared it or someone else shared it that I said I started crying when I saw the trailer.
Oh, I kind of shedded a tear because all I could think about was Chadwick.
Same,
Uh,
like
he like people don't understand. Like people have Chadwick has now gotten like he was a very accomplished actor before Panther, but then
yeah,
when Panther came out and the timing came out, which is literally during Black History Month, and how everybody plus it was like also for the time Coming to America 2 was coming out. It was like really perfect timing. It blew up. But the thing is, people don't understand how good Chadwick was as an actor. He did James Brown, Jackie Robinson, so many historical figures, and he portrayed them so well. Like his range was amazing, but the fact that he was doing it all while suffering with what he had,
yeah,
and no one even noticed. That's just like a testament to his skills. And
yes,
but I don't know if they're ever gonna. I don't know if they're gonna give the Mance the Panther to the sister like they did in the original comics,
mhm,
or rumors say they're gonna revive Killmonger. And I mean, I loved Killmonger. He was
yeah,
like my favorite character in Black Panther 1, but he should be left alone because it would kind of disintegrate his impact from the
his
last movie.
impact and legacy.
Yeah, because
I mean, I know that well, here in California, we have D23 and
Oh,
on
I know all about D23. I love the Disney Expo. Yeah.
okay, so on the 9th of September, actually next Friday, they're inducting him into the legendary, like, Hall of Fame for Disney, Chadwick Boseman.
Really
They
awesome.
are.
Yeah, because
So
fun fact, you've seen the Marvel What If series, right?
yes.
Chadwick Boseman's very last voice role was his episode in What If,
Oh,
when the episode where if what if T'Challa was Star Lord,
yeah. I thought about that. Yeah, no, that's actually the last of his work, actually. Wow.
the very last of his work. Yeah.
So let's just get straight into, a little bit more about him. Let's get straight into the questions that I spent 30 minutes yesterday working on. 'Cause I already had them, but I was just like, let me just like fix them up real quick. Okay, so what got you into wrestling, and is this like a hobby of yours, or is this something that you want something more out of it?
I loved wrestling ever since I was born. As a matter of fact, the week I was born was the week Monday Night Raw first came on the air.
Oh wow.
Um, and I grew up with wrestling. My dad used to love wrestling. He was a big fan of Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Mhm.
But then as time passed, interest has passed. I kind of I think I didn't get back. I didn't think my love for wrestling resurged until about when I moved to Florida.
Okay.
I think I would say during high school.
Mhm.
I was just literally flipping through the channels one day and I just saw SmackDown on. I saw Kurt Angle versus Eddie Guerrero, and I was like,
Okay.
give me a minute, let me watch this. Because I knew Eddie Guerrero went during his time in WCW, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I watched it. I had to pause wrestling for a year to finish my last year of college.
Mhm.
And then fast forward, I'm watching it. And then ironically, I decided to actually jump into the ring because I've always said I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it, but the time was not right. The money was especially not right.
Yeah.
So I think about after my fourth year in the education system and the pandemic hit, I was like, I said to myself, if I'm not going to chase what I really want to do now, when am I going to? So I went to CCW. I told them straight up, like, hey, I'm here. I introduced myself. I want to train. I want to wrestle.
Huh.
And then I literally first day I joined. I came. They already put me in the ring.
Wow. First
The
day?
first day they threw me straight to training, and I basically we went through basics, like
Base
very
okay.
bare basics, like the basic rolls, how to take a bump, and it's I can tell you this, man. If you think taking a bump and doing rolls is easy, it is not. It
I
is not.
I can imagine because, like, when I used to go to conventions and I
Mhm.
would keep repeating myself that that's how we met, I used to watch the cosplay wrestling, and
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
see that it's just like they are taking a beating. I'm just like, "Yeah, I can't do that." And
Yeah,
I applaud you guys for able to do that and
yeah,
still
and
come up smiling like, "Yeah, I did that." It's like,
and funny enough, I was watching those things every time I went to SuperCon. Now, fast forward, like half the people there are friends of mine. I was like,
okay. But I
okay,
know, like, I know you're talking about, like, the training itself. I already had said in the beginning of this video, we cannot talk about, like, the exact how everything
yeah,
is.
yeah. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it. Gotta
I
keep
feel
the
like but I just wanna, like, remind people real quick about that.
yeah.
Um, but what is it like training for you? Like, is it, like, therapeutic for you? Is it like a stress relief after a long day? Like, how does it feel for you?
Um, at first, when I started training, I was very scared. I was scared to the point where, like, oh, maybe I came into this too old,
Mm,
or because like if you start out younger, the better. But I felt like I'm still in the peak of my youth. I'm athletic and stuff like that. I mean, I could lose a few more pounds,
mhm,
but but who doesn't
yeah,
nowadays? Every time I'm done with the day, whether it's like work or I have a day off from work and I'm just chilling, every time it's time to head to the training facility, it's like it's like taking a breath of relief because I know I'm going in there. I'm just having fun, getting my heart pumping, and And yeah, I mean, am I exhausted after it? Oh, especially. But
Yeah.
it's like a good exhaustion. Like you feel like, yeah, you put in effort. I mean, there was times where I feel like I could have done better, or I could have like probably do this like in a better way. But it's training, it's practice. You're not going to get it right at the get go. You got to keep hitting it. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
And this goes to what my trainer ultimately said. It's not the destination, it's how you get there. The journey is the jewel.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart to
Yeah.
this day. And I even tell that to my kids when I teach them, like, don't be worried about the destination. Worry about how you got there. The journey is the jewel.
No, that's actually really wise words. I mean, really, really wise words.
From and it was from given to me by like one of the wisest people in the business, like the legend Gangrel, the vampire warrior, man.
I mean, I know this portion, but like names. All right.
Ah,
How did you come up with your wrestling name? Is there like a story behind it? Because every
there's a bit of a story, yeah. I am very apologetic about my nerdiness. I keep it 100% nerd, keep it 100% authentic because that's just me.
Mhm.
I when it comes in a situation demands that yes, I have to be professional. I have to filter myself. But when I'm at the school, when I'm with my friends, training, and just improving, getting better, I'm apologetic nerdy. And then one day me, some other the other people I train with, and my teach and my coach, we would talk about like old movies, like Top Gun, Ghostbusters, Goodfellas, as well as old cartoons and TV shows. And they all they had to do is say like a line or a reference, and I would
Mhm.
get it. I would tell you where that's from, and next thing you know, my coach calls me the Nerdzilla. Yeah, so the Nerdzilla. I was like, at first I thought he was saying like a little joke or like a jab, but then I was like, I like it. And then KA slash, how that name came to be. I was literally struggling with coming up with a name, and then one day I was just watching TV and I see pretty much one of the people on one of the wrestlers I would love to like one day work with one day, CM Punk.
Mhm.
And he was just joining just on TV for AEW. And I was like, wait a minute, CMKA then slash sword slash, because you know me, I'm really into samurais and all that stuff. I love Kurosawa films
Okay,
and stuff.
yeah.
I was like, KA slash, that kind of works. Ironically, when I had my very first match, and the guy and one of and my boy literally asked me like, "Hey, what's your rig name?" I said KA slash. I was like, "No, it's not." He literally was like, "No, it's not," and I was like, It is." It was like, okay. Because he was like, yeah, that name's not gonna stick. And then fast forward to now, like as I did shows, I have like people chanting KA slash
Slash.
KA slash, and people asking like, what does the KA stand for? Whatever you want it to be.
Okay, because when you told me KA slash, I was like, "What the hell does a KA stand for?" I was like, "Kick ass slash?" But I was that's why I was wondering because when you gave me the name KA slash, I was just, like, trying to figure out, like, what the hell is the K? But I'm just gonna keep it a mystery to myself. I don't wanna ruin the magic of wrestling for me right now.
Yeah.
It's the magic.
Yeah.
So so basically you mentioned how when you had your like your first like wrestling match as KA slash,
Mm.
what did it feel like stepping into that ring with the audience roaring and like, cheering you on when you went on and all that? Like what did that feel like?
Um, Honestly, my first match ever came to me out of nowhere.
Wow.
Um, I during the time I was still considered a rookie. I was still learning and
Mhm.
everything like that. And our company, Coastal Championship Wrestling (CCW), we do shows every week, every month. We are very consistent, and we've been going on for 18 years now.
Wow.
And so we did a show in Coral Springs
Mhm.
for Carnival, Our Town, America, right?
Mhm.
I was just there to, as a rookie, do help out and everything like that. Get be an extra hand.
Mhm.
And then um next thing you know, somebody's telling me like, "Hey, you're in the show." I was like, "Huh?" And one of the golden rules of wrestling, no matter where you go, always bring your gear. You never know.
Yeah.
And I happen to say, I was glad I brought my gear that day.
Okay, I was gonna think you did it. I was like, ooh, but you
Yeah, so you just asked me you asked me my feelings when I've gone to the first match. As soon as I was getting ready in Gorilla, I was getting myself psyched up. But as I got psyched up, the more nervous I got. And then as soon as they said my name and my music hit, I was like, just let's go, let's get it. And I went in, I was there, I was hyping up, the crowd was going nuts. And funny enough, one as I look to the crowd, I see one of the kids and coworkers from my school in the crowd. And they were like, I was like, is that? I was like, don't tell him my real name. I don't know that guy. That's my brother.
That's my brother.
And honestly, they actually helped me ease up the nerves a little bit when
Mm,
my first match. And as soon as the bell rang, I just did what I did, and I pulled off a very good first match. The crowd loved it,
nice.
and then fast forward, I've been doing more matches, slowly getting better, slowly getting understanding how to properly perform and everything like that. And I haven't, and to say I haven't regretted a single thing. I don't regret
Nice.
a single thing.
No, never regret that because I mean, from seeing the photos you share on Facebook and all that, I see that you're always happy. And this is not one of the questions. I actually remember, I think it was a video that you shared that
Mhm.
your dad was in the audience.
Yes,
How did
yes.
your dad react? Because that one, that actually like touched me because I was like, wow, your dad actually sat down, watched it. And you
You
mentioned,
thought he sat down? No, he was
oh, he was up?
standing up. He was
Oh,
standing
shoot.
up recording. Um, one of our shows is like one of our big shows. It's called Breakout,
Okay.
and one of my goals going into CCW is that I want to wrestle at a Breakout show,
Mhm.
and it was my first Breakout. I was wrestling a great person in the business by the name of Rico de la Vega.
Ooh,
He is a master tactician. He knows his way in the ring, and he is a very formidable opponent. So I went in there. I had a game plan. I was ready to show the world, the CCW crowd, what Nerdzilla is all about.
okay.
And the fact that I saw my dad there standing up with the DSLR ready to
Oh.
record, man, I was like, it's like I hit a whole new gear of hype.
Oh.
I went there with as much swagger and charisma as I can muster.
Mm.
And as soon as that bell rang, I was on, dude.
Oh.
I was going bit by bit, blow for blow. I was giving them a spectacle. I was giving them a show. Oh, did kind of like a bar there. Uh, and then when the dust settled, I got out of the ring. I looked at my dad, and the sheer amount of joy
Oh.
and like how proud of me he was, to the fact that no matter how hard it was, I stuck to it.
Oh.
It's the part that he was so proud of, and I was like, I got to keep doing this. I have to
So
keep
does
doing
your
this.
dad go to, like, a lot of more wrestling matches, or it was
When he's able to, because he does work as
okay.
well. But he's one of the first people in the family to actually see me wrestle live. My
Oh,
main goal is to get the
everybody.
whole the Khan family too.
Confa oh, that considers me too, I guess.
Duh.
I was like,
I'm and here's the funny part, like our venue where we
"Mhm.
have our shows, they're literally 15-10 minutes away from the Khan family.
Huh, okay."
Yeah, but work, they only get like 1 day off and everything like that. But like sooner or later, the stars will align. Everybody, both my family, extended family, my Khan family, like I even told CCW, if the day comes where my entire family comes in,
Mhm.
half your crowd is going to be rooting for me because my family
Exactly. No, I
runs deep.
you're gonna have people holding up signs for you and everything.
It's like it's like if I see my entire family out there in the crowd, I'm just gonna say to myself, yeah. I to anybody who's across the ring from you, I'm sorry, you're taking an L today.
You're taking the L today, man.
You're taking the L today. I'm sorry.
So going into, I guess since we talked about your dad a little bit, who is or has been like the biggest influence or impact in your life revolving on wrestling? Now, I have an idea it's your dad, partially,
um
but who else?
um well, outside of wrestling life wise, I gotta give it to both my mom and my dad.
Oh,
My dad my dad because like he has such a like a he's strict. He's very
okay.
strict, but like 80% of the time he's a bigger nerd than me. Like we would talk about Marvel films, comics, and everything like that. Like I got him into Naruto when it first came to the states, and then fast forward, he knows more about it than me. He's currently watching Boruto right now,
Oh wow.
and I was like, hey, good luck with that. I don't watch Boruto, but and but he has such a kind soul, and he reminds me, is like, yeah, even though you've grown up and you have to do responsibilities, like don't forget that sometimes you just got to be a kid, man. You got
Yeah.
to enjoy what you love. And to my mom, there's I can say there's nobody in the world who embodies work ethic like my mom.
Hmm.
She she's a school principal. She's been doing education longer than I have because I'm literally have my foot in the ground when it
Yeah.
comes to educating. And she'd be pulling all nighters, day ins, day out at home, even during weekends and stuff like that. And she's always been consistent. She's always put in 100% effort. And yet,
Mhm.
even then, she still has time to spend time with the family, taking, like, doing everything like a great mom should always do. And there's times where, like, I do give her a lot of grief and all that stuff because, you know me very well. I'm a smart mouth little SOB. But, but at the end of the day, like, who I am now, I gotta owe it to mom and dad because they
Oh.
raised me right, and I love them to death for that. And hopefully one day, if things go well, whether in educating or especially in wrestling,
Mhm.
when that moment comes where I reach like a new peak of wrestling and I become like the world heavyweight champion or something like that. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call my mom and dad and say to them, "Hey, this is thank you for all the time you spent raising me. It has not gone to
Like
waste."
I don't think I ever met your parents too, right? No.
No, like my dad, you probably have a better chance of meeting my dad than my mom because like my mom
The
doesn't
conventions.
doesn't do the kind of thing. My dad would love to go there because he's like he does photography
Mhm.
and he loves getting cool shots. So, like I think our favorite place to go sometimes is more a comedy museum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that place, like, oh my god. If you guys if you ever go to Florida and you check out Murakami Museum and you love Japanese culture, I recommend it. It is a beautiful place.
It is beautiful.
It is
I miss
gorgeous.
that place. God, there's a lot of stuff in Florida that
I'm
I
I
miss.
miss the green tea ice cream.
The matcha green tea?
Oh yeah, that's really
Ah,
good.
that sounds do they still do the,
The
'cause the
Hatsume
thing
Fair?
yeah.
Yes, they still do Hatsume Fair.
Okay, good. Because I was just like, because the thing is that I have been planning, speaking of going back and forth between, like, the nerd culture and all that, and how your dad had
Mhm,
an influence on all that. Like, there are things that Florida has that California doesn't have. One, it's the weather because it's hot as hell out here and it's dry.
mhm. Oh, ain't no gentle breeze here in Florida either.
Oh, yeah. But, when it comes to, like, conventions, like, I feel like the reason why I haven't gone back to conventions is, like, it doesn't necessarily have the same feel like I felt like when I was going in Florida because I had a lot of my friends. I had you, I had Shanae, I had, Connie and Greg. I'm just name dropping people now because I'm trying to think of people on top of my head.
Mhm,
I had you guys, and it was always fun, and I personally would have loved to have my family involved as well in my community in, like, the hobbies in mine.
mhm.
And your dad basically introduced you to, like, the nerd culture, like, the nerdy side of it
At a very young age, I
at a
was like,
very young age.
my first ever comic book was like 4, and it was Predator.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
Like, not probably not the best comic to start off as a kid, but then I read Predator comics, then I got really into the Amazing Spider-Man, and then I got into the DC side of things. My first DC comic actually was Static
Nice.
Shock. Yeah.
Very nice. And I know that they were planning on doing a Static Shock movie too, and they canceled it.
Yeah, like right now, I don't know what's going on with like right now. There's currently like a thing going on with Warner Brothers
Yeah.
and HBO Max. So like,
I've have, like, my jokes about that already, and I just say it every single time I talk to any of my friends about this. It's like, "Let's just have the Mouse come in, buy DC, and just make Batman and everyone princes and princesses, and that's it."
yeah, I don't think that's gonna work from 10 years from now because in 10 years, Mickey Mouse is gonna be public domain.
Yes, that I do know. That I do know. Because right now, Winnie the Pooh is public domain.
Don't remind me. I unfortunately saw the actual official trailer for that horror movie.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, no, daddy, no. Baby
No, please.
child, no. Absolutely not.
Oh god, no. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen, like, snippets and pictures of it. I'm just
Like,
like,
you remember the whole Hanna-Barbera, the Banana Splits, right?
"Yes, that one I
They
do."
they they made a horror movie off of that too.
The Hug?
No, it's literally just called the Banana Splits, and literally, it's just a rip off of Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah, that one. Well, there was one with, Nick Cage that I think was Wally World.
Oh god.
I actually sat down and watched it twice, and I was
Twice?
rooting twice. I was rooting literally for the mascots and for Nick Cage because those kids were just stupid the entire time.
I mean, to be fair, yeah.
I was like, you guys build
Not
up to the
every group of kids
stereotype."
can be this. Not every group of kids can be the Stranger Things kids. Okay.
Exactly. So, I think you did mention this when you were doing your introduction about yourself, kind of explaining yourself to people.
Mhm.
Growing up, who was, like, amongst your favorite wrestlers? Can you I think you did mention it.
Growing up, I I love the larger than life characters. Obviously, during that time, I didn't think I was athletic enough to like them, but I was really into like the high flyers,
Okay,
like Rey Mysterio,
that one.
like Eddie Guerrero, of course, being a legend. But then later on, when I got older, I got introduced to Japanese wrestling,
Hmm,
Japan pro wrestling, and I was seeing people like the like Tiger Mask, eh, like just for example, and then I was watching guys like the Great Muda
hmm.
and stuff like that, as well as God, just off the rip, there's so many great like Japanese wrestlers I could think of. Like geez, Louise, I have there's so many of them drawing the blank. Of course, like there's some people you see in the states that wrestle in Japan too, like Stan Hansen, and of course Hulk Hogan,
Yeah,
but no,
that one
not
I
people
know.
even know that. And then I really felt a resurgence of Japanese wrestling when during college
Mhm.
I was in a state where like yeah I'm graduating, but like I felt so depressed and everything like that. So I just really flipped on TV and I see New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I see one of my like inspirations. Like I have like a Mount Rushmore of
Oh,
professional wrestling. One of those people was the phenomenal AJ Styles
hmm,
when he was running with Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And during that time, I was watching. I literally my favorite match of all time to this day is Wrestle Kingdom Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, and it was one of the best matches I've ever seen, man. Like, and I was actually, I just got introduced to strong style wrestling, and Shinsuke,
hmm.
who people who you don't know, Shinsuke is like, if Michael Jackson could wrestle, it's Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay, I had to, like, think about that one because the first thing that came into mind was the character from Dragon no, not Dragon, Demon Slayer?
uh, Demon Slayer. Oh, Muzan.
Yes. That
Nah,
was the first thing
not
that popped in, I was like, "Does he look like that?"
no,
I
like
gotta go look it up now.
Shinsuke, like if he was deeply inspired by Michael Jackson's Thriller. He
Okay, alright.
like
The
the
red
red
jacket
jacket.
and everything.
Yeah, man, like you could tell like like Shinsuke was like one of the best characters, as well as one of the best wrestlers I've seen in New Japan, especially 80s styles with Bullet Club. Like I know Bullet Club is basically like basically it's like heel faction,
Mhm.
but I they were like the most coolest thing ever. I was a young, naive kid. I didn't know what was bad or what was a good guy. All I saw was just cool, edgy stuff, and I saw Bullet Club, and I was like,
Gonna
that's
wear
kind of
it.
one of my goals in wrestling one day. Like I want to join Bullet Club, but if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I still love wrestling. So,
You never know, you might join the Bullet Club. Because I remember seeing you wear that a lot, the Bullet Club shirts
oh,
to
I would. Oh,
conventions.
I have so many Bullet Club shirts.
'Cause I
So much
never
room.
understood it, and eventually, like, there was people that explained it to me, like, "Oh, Bullet Club is a wrestling group." I was like, "Oh, I thought was I
You
didn't
thought it was a
know."
gun club?
No, I did not. I thought I first thought it was, like, some made up group, like a made up group that you
Uh,
just wore the merch, or then I thought it was a YouTube channel, so I was like, "What the hell's Bullet Club?" I think I was watching something and one of the members was in it and he was wearing the same shirt, so I was like, "Oh, it's a wrestling group. Now I know."
no.
Half of the people you mentioned, to be honest, like, I in the last, like, interview that I did with, Wrestle City Radio,
Mhm,
I told him point blank, my knowledge of wrestling is from like late 80s to the 90s, maybe a little bit of the 2000s.
mhm.
And I know a lot of the
It's a
household
good that was a
names.
great time. That was a
It
great
was
time of wrestling. It's like one of like, dude, I would go back and watch old matches from the 80s and 90s just to learn new stuff, man.
because
It's like
the
it's
only
so
reason why I
good.
know about the 80s, because I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, was because my grandmother was all, like heavy into wrestling. Like the old VHS tapes, she used to record the
Ooh.
matches.
Oh, she a OG, OG.
Yeah, she used to record it
Nice.
and watch it, and I remember, like, certain characters and, like, they kind of clarified which ones were which, but no, I don't remember the name of it right now, so I'm not gonna mention it, but that was, like, my basic knowledge. It was a lot of the mainstream ones that we all know,
Mhm.
and now we have, like, some, wrestlers in Hollywood, like, we have Dave Bautista that's, Drax from Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
We have Dwayne Johnson or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who's in everything now,
And it's now
and
currently Black Adam, and honestly, he's
yes, that
killing it.
too.
I
He
haven't
is.
seen the movie, and I know he's killing it.
Oh, he's gonna do good. I can't wait to see that one,
I
actually.
can't
That's
wait
actually
to.
out of all the DC films that have came out, I haven't seen the Bat yet, the Batman yet.
I haven't seen that
That one
either
I'm
yet.
actually looking forward to seeing
Mhm.
because I mean,
There's a
they
lot of DC films I haven't seen yet. I think the last DC film technically I saw was the second attempt at Suicide Squad.
mhm.
I have not seen Shazam. I have not seen Shazam yet.
Shazam is good. I only watched it because it had Mark Strong in it, which he is, Merlin from Kingsman, and
Ooh,
that's why I
oh
watched it.
god! Every time I think of Merlin, I just think of Country Road. I was like, that was such a great scene.
It was, and there's a lot of stuff about that. We'll get into that, a
Hmm.
little bit. But, no, the last movie I saw for DC was just yesterday. I finished watching, Justice League.
Snyder cut.
I don't even know what cut. I just saw it.
What did it feel like? Did it feel like 4 hours?
It was like 2 hours and 2 hours, 1 minute, so I think it wasn't the Snyder cut?
It was not the Snyder cut.
Okay,
You need
because
to
I
watch
know
the
there's a
Snyder
lot
cut.
of, like, now they're saying that they're regretting releasing the Snyder cut because it's a lot of now everything's all, like, opinions about the DC universe is, like, now scattered everywhere,
I
and I'm
mean,
just like,
everybody has opinions. I mean,
"It is, it's true," but, I mean, when I saw that one, it was just more along the lines, like, the story was there, but the delivery never made it. It was just
yeah.
fine. But the thing is that with the one thing I always notice is that yes, like we us talking right now, you've been smiling the entire time, talking so good about the community you love.
Hmm.
And we've been joking back and forth about it. And I know going back, there is a lot of people that gatekeep. Why do you think people gatekeep the community?
Um, I've always felt that in every community or every fandom, there are people that are open to new things. They're open. They're very welcoming, but there's always that little stint of people that are going to be purist. Like they
Yes.
want to. They're like they don't want certain kind of people entering their community. And honestly, um, unfortunately, as I say this, at first when I joined the cosplay community, the community, the people that I was surrounded with when I started cosplaying were nothing but welcoming. They gave me tips and everything like that. I mean, but and they were so open. But then as I get more seasoned into cosplay, I see the gatekeepers, the prejudice, and everything like that. It's bound to happen in every fandom.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a matter of fact, like I'll even say this, like one of my favorite cons to go to back in the day, I think it's still going, was OutCon. And
Yeah.
yeah, like shout out to Jonathan Stryker. Like that con is always fun. I have a great time. And honestly, I'd be taking notes from these people from the LGBT community who cosplay, man, because like their cosplay wigs are always on point. Their stitching and their sewing of clothes is amazing. Their prop work is amazing. I'm taking notes. I'm learning from people
Yeah.
who live and breathe this stuff. And
Yeah.
like because I don't care where you're from. I don't care about your walk of life.
Hmm.
It's your journey. I have no business being part of it unless you welcome me into your journey. And
Yeah.
and if you do that, I'm greatly appreciative of that. And I'll be happy to hopefully leave a positive mark. And I want to say that if there's ever a community that's like more open, it's the wrestling community, because it doesn't matter if you're straight, gay, bi, male, female, transsexual, pansexual. Doesn't matter. We're all together in one big community. We're enjoying what we love, and that is wrestling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and people who are gatekeeping and all that stuff. Like, honestly, I feel sorry for them because they're just they have their eyes so deep so focused in the tunnel. They're not seeing
Mhm.
the brighter picture, and it's
That
sad, honestly.
that's the one thing I always notice about the wrestling is the wrestling community that they have been, like, very welcoming because, like I
Hmm.
said, I have a lot of friends that are part of the community. I made friends that are part of, like, that used to do, like, the cosplay wrestling before they started venturing off to do their own thing, and yet they still kind of, like, try to come in from time to time. Like, yes, I was part of the cosplay community, and when you spend a lot of time, you have people that are very welcoming and they have open arms for you. You form friendships and families in those communities, and it's the same thing with wrestling. You
In
have
wrestling, like nothing is handed to you in wrestling. You
yeah.
earn everything. If you're willing, honestly, the only thing you need if you want to join the wrestling community is that you got to have a love for wrestling.
Mhm.
As a fan, you just have a love of wrestling and be cool to one another. If you're as a fan, that's all you need. And if you want to actually be in the ring, still have that love for wrestling, and just if you're willing to put in work, if you're willing to put in hours of hard work to perfect your craft, and also if you're willing to in, like put a smile on people's faces, enjoy like to entertain a crowd, man, totally go for it. We're not gonna gatekeep you because of who you are or what you do. Like as long as you have a love for wrestling, a love for what we do, personally, I would
Mhm.
welcome you with open arms.
I mean, also have fun too, you know?
Of course, have fun. I mean, like, yeah, that goes with the love of the thing. You gotta have fun with it
Exactly.
too.
So what is it that you want people to understand, like from your personal experience? Because you mentioned, like, you basically mentioned it, like how you should have let if you like something, go for it, kind of like how you went for it when you jumped in the ring and started wrestling and training.
Mhm.
Like, what is some things you want people to take away from your personal experience within wrestling?
My biggest thing I want people to take if they ever decide to get into business
Hmm.
or get into wrestling, don't be afraid. You're going to mess up. You're going to not get it right away. Like say if you're learning a new move, say you're trying to perfect something you've been working on. Sometimes you'll stumble
Hmm.
before you get it right. Like don't be afraid to fail. Like you got to perfect, you got to train. That's what practice is for.
Yeah.
But also when it's time to hit that stage, don't leave it out. Leave it everything you got. Give it everything you got. Have no regrets. All right?
Hmm.
Because if you have regret, you overthink. If you overthink, you're gonna mess up.
Yeah.
And the biggest advice I was ever given
Hmm.
from my time as a wrestler is ultimately have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. If you love doing this, then it shouldn't feel like work.
No, I shouldn't.
It just have fun
Hmm.
and just it's not for everybody. I'll tell you this right now. It's not for everybody. But everybody is more than welcome to step in there and learn. But it's not for everybody. It takes a lot of work. It's a lot of I mean, there was times where I trained with injury, but and that didn't stop me because I wanted this. I want this still.
Hmm.
Like, and also stay humble.
Yes.
Ultimately, because I forget who told me this. The same people you see on your way to the top, the
Hmm.
same people you're gonna see on your way down on the way down. So
Yeah.
respect is paramount.
Yeah.
Respect is paramount.
100. No, 100 right there.
Mhm.
Damn, that's some deep words. Because honestly, like everything you said, it would be the exact same thing if I was part of the community. I do enjoy watching, participating. I know that physically I cannot. I have a bad back, but
Mhm.
I do appreciate everything that wrestlers like yourself put on. That I mean, throughout this whole, like I keep repeating myself, you've been smiling this entire time because you love it.
I
Like you
do. I
love this
love it.
community so deeply. But I got one more question. I could make it. I was gonna say 10 years. Like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? But I'm like, that's gonna require a lot of thinking. So I was just like, let's do 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, do you see yourself training somebody else or continuing down your path of being a professional wrestler or even signing?
Um, every wrestler's goal is to one day join a one of the big companies, and of course, being the top guy, the champion.
Hmm.
Um, as of 5 years from now,
Yeah.
I still see myself being a wrestler. Heck, 5 years now, hopefully, if I put in that work, and I know I will, I
Hmm.
can see myself as one of the top stars of CCW. Heck,
Nice.
one championship particular, I'm gunning for a little bit. I'm trying to put my name in the hat there. Is that CCW Southeastern Championship? uh, Currently, a very well respected guy and probably one of the best I've ever seen in the ring by the name of Alex Chamberlain is
Mm.
currently the champion. But I've been in the ring with him. He's a badass. He is a top tier ass kicker. And but one day when the stars align, and I know I used that cliche before,
It's fine.
what 5 years from now, I can see myself as CCW Southeastern champion, as well
Um,
as probably a way better teacher as well. Because
I
teaching, I do enjoy teaching, but I do love entertaining and basically doing art.
yes.
And
I
everything
hope
I do, I always incorporate to art.
I'm hoping during that within those 5 years time, I actually be able to see a match of yours whenever I fly out to Florida and I catch one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if you
it.
ever in Florida, like I will tell you, sure, like dude, I will I will personally pay for your ticket. I do not care. Like
I'll come in to sit there with a sign just like, "I know that guy.
I,
I know him."
I'll,
So,
I'll point you out and be like, I know you.
he knows me. Speaking of matches, any upcoming matches that you are gonna be a part of or actually looking forward to?
As of right now, I cannot say,
Mhm.
but I can definitely say that upon the release of this episode, the Saturday following this, which would be the weekend of this episode dropping,
Mhm.
we're going to be having the Saturday Night Slam at the
Ooh.
Miami Brewing Company in Homestead, Florida, and it's a really great show.
Mhm.
Come for the wrestling, come for the drinks, and we always and Saturday Night Slam is always like one of my personal favorite shows because I that's where like the KA/chant really went loud, like really went like I really started getting like
Pumped
getting a
up.
following. Like I hold that show and that place so dear to my heart. And if you
Mhm.
ever willing to make the drive to Homestead to see the Saturday Night Slam at the Miami Brewing Company, man, it is going to be one of the best shows you've ever seen, and the atmosphere is so great. And every time I walk in there, it's like it feels like a second home to me.
Oh, that's
It like
good.
so definitely look up for that as well. We have the Saturday Night Slam every second Saturday of the month,
Okay.
and every first Saturday of the month we have Bash at the Brew at
Mm,
the Unbranded Brew Company in Hialeah, and it's like one of our flagship shows. It's literally one of our hypest shows ever. Like a lot of big time events and moments in CCW come from the Bash at the Brew, as well as we also have our breakout shows. You can always go to ccwrestlingfl.com for your biggest for your info as well as ticket information and any big updates coming up. We have a show in Port St. Lucie later on down the month called Destiny Awaits.
hmm,
And Port St. Lucie is also like a really great crowd for CCW. We do a lot of great shows there.
hmm.
And also, shout out to a Port St. Lucie guy that's like one of our mainstays in CCW, the Bus, Andy English. Shout out to the Bus. And yeah, like again, if you ever want to see any updates, check out ccwrestlingfl.com for any more information regarding events, tickets, catch up with all the events that go on at CCW. We are the last territory, 18 years going strong, and we're going to be going strong for another 18 more. So, and we are, and I'll say this, one of the best companies, one of the best to ever do it in South Florida.
Very, very nice. So before we end, I would say KA slash, do you have any social medias that you want your followers to follow you on?
I am very heavy on Instagram. Just follow me at NY Samurai on one word underscore cosplay. That's literally where I put everything, whether it's like nerdy stuff, funny skits that I do, and all any updates regarding CCW and maybe a little bit of match highlights once in a while. A little sprinkle of it,
Little sprinkle, sprinkle.
a little seasoning. But yeah, definitely follow me there. NY Samurai, all one word underscore cosplay on Instagram. I'm very heavy on Instagram. I post like every other day. I try to be more frequent, but the grind never stops with this with KA slash.
Yeah.
So if you definitely want to follow the adventures of the Nerdzilla, definitely check me out on Instagram.
So you heard him, people. NYC, NY, NYC, NY Samurai
Under
cosplay
underscore
underscore
cosplay.
underscore cosplay
Yeah.
on Instagram. I will link that all down below,
Hmm.
as well as basically the website that he did mention of CCW Wrestling.
Hmm.
With that said, I am Lena Carlos, aka Blondie, and this was Coffee Chat Room. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Also, please, guys, please, please, please be kind and rewind. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye bye.
Goodbye.